We are going to go through a quick overview of the statement of retained earnings in this video. There are 4 financial statements. The statements are prepared in order. We are going through the basic construction of the second statement, the statement of retained earnings, which follows the income statement. The statement of retained earnings answers the question of why did the company's retained earnings change during the period? Normally, there are 2 things that cause the balance of retained earnings to change: net income or loss and dividends. Net income causes retained earnings to go up, while dividends cause retained earnings to decrease. Notice that I have net income immediately followed by loss in parentheses. Typically, when we talk about net income, we put the loss in parentheses after it to show that it would be net loss if the figure is negative, meaning that expenses exceeded revenues. So net income causes retained earnings to increase, while net loss would cause retained earnings to decrease. The statement of retained earnings covers a period of time such as a year or quarter. Just a side note here, most companies actually issue a statement of stockholders' equity rather than a statement of retained earnings as we have here. The statement of stockholders' equity includes the activity for retained earnings and the rest of the stockholders' equity items such as common stock. We are covering the statement of retained earnings here to keep it manageable. The statement of stockholders' equity can be rather intimidating at this early stage, and the statement of retained earnings illustrates the general statement concept and purpose by itself. The ending balance of retained earnings will flow forward to the next statement prepared, the balance sheet. Now we're going to walk through a statement of retained earnings. Here we're going to look at Kent Boat's statement of retained earnings. Let's start at the top. The first title or heading line of the statement is the name of the company, its official name. The second title line will be the name of the statement. Okay, the date line is next. It tells us the period of time that the statement covers. It is important to note that the statement of retained earnings covers a year. We then see the column heading in thousands. That means that the 3 zeros have been left off the statements. This is done to enhance readability. Next, we see the top row, the actual statement after the headings. The statement of retained earnings will always start with beginning retained earnings or retained earnings last year's ending date or some wording like that always. Next, net income will be added or net loss will be subtracted. Next, we see dividends being subtracted. Remember that the top number in a financial statement has a $sign in front of it, as do any later subtotals and the final total. Anytime a subtotal or total calculation is going to be made, you will see a single underline. That means that the numbers above are going to be added or subtracted. At the end of the statement, a final number will be double underlined to show that the statement is complete. So what does Kent Boat's ending balance of retained earnings mean? It means that the cumulative total of Kent Boat's net income less net losses less any dividends is that ending balance. That is the amount Kent Boats has earned since its inception, less any losses and less any dividends. We have finished constructing the statement of retained earnings for Kent Boats. When we look at the balance sheet, we will be seeing that ending retained earnings balance on the balance sheet. Okay, that's it. We're done with this one. This video was created and narrated by Dr. Wendy Tietz. Have a great day.